Hello and welcome to Allseas. Meet Josh, our safety mascot.
Hi everybody.
Together, we'll show you everything you need to know to keep yourself and others safe and sound. For example, do you know how to respond when you see an unsafe situation? Or when an alarm is raised? Stay tuned and find out what to do.
First, let's meet our founder and chairman of the board, Edward Hirema.
Allseas is my passion. When we started the company, we were determined to do things that other people could not do just as well as we could. The most important is that we are a family-owned company and independent, that we care about our colleagues and our clients, and where we give our people the opportunity to develop themselves so that the company gets better all the time, and where we work safely and with integrity. We can work well if we cooperate and if we look after each other. Prepare your task well, then you can achieve the best results and the company will be the most successful.
Thank you, Edward.
To stay safe, we require everyone on board to stick to our rules. These rules address things like drugs and alcohol, and violence and harassment. They complement the code of conduct, which helps you navigate tricky situations. For example, what do you do when you see something that doesn't look right?
The most important thing to remember: if you see something, say something.
Talk to the person breaking the rules, your supervisor, or the integrity officer. It's also possible to report the incident anonymously via the link shown on the notice board. If you're not sure what to do, seek advice from one of the confidants. We respond to violations with either a warning or dismissal, because we want everyone to feel respected and stay safe. At Allseas, doing a job right means doing it safely. Work in our industry can be dangerous, so we must make sure we keep everybody safe. Allsafe helps us achieve this. It describes how we put the 3 key Allseas values into practice. Passionate. We care genuinely about the Allseas family, our clients, and our work. Innovative. We create solutions that redefine what is possible. Reliable. We keep our word and honor our commitment individually and as a team. Allsafe gives you practical skills and knowledge to apply these 3 key values and achieve operational control. Following the 9 Allsafe rules will help protect you and others against the most serious risks in the workplace.
Here they are. So, listen carefully, everybody.
Obtain authorization before overriding or disabling safety controls. Obtain authorization before entering a confined space. Follow safe driving rules. Verify isolation and zero energy before work begins. Control flammables and ignition sources. Keep yourself and others out of the line of fire. Plan lifting operations and control the area. Work with a valid permit when required. Protect yourself against a fall when working at height. To make sure we all stick to these rules, we have the Allseas Safety Awareness Program.
Yeah, we call it ASAP.
Ah yes, thanks Josh. ASAP helps us coach each other to work safely. Through ASAP, you can recognize unsafe acts and conditions, but also positive behaviors. Whenever you see something unsafe, you own it and you must stop the work. When someone stops a job, It is vital that you take the time to discuss it then and there.
After all, staying safe is everyone's responsibility.
Risk is everywhere. To prevent it, we must first imagine and understand it.
You better believe it.
We can manage risks by preparing our work well and communicating clearly. We use 3 tools to do exactly that: the work risk assessment, the permit to work, and step back 5x5. Before you start a job, always check the work risk assessment. This helps you go through each step of a job and identify all possible hazards. For routine jobs, you will find a work risk assessment at your workplace. If it is not available, ask your supervisor. For all other jobs, a new work risk assessment needs to be created. Some jobs are particularly high risk and require a permit to work. For example, work in confined spaces or at height, work with high voltages or hot work. When you have to perform a high-risk task, request a permit to work. Right before you start your job, make sure you perform a last-minute risk assessment, which is what we call step back 5x5. By being precise in both the preparation and execution of your work, you ensure that you have operational control. When completing a step back 5x5, you answer these crucial questions. What is the task? What is the risk? What is the plan? Who is in charge? And lastly, perform the task. If at any point your task changes or another person joins the task, check your step back 5x5 again.
Remember, you can only have operational control when fully prepared.
At Allseas, we have safety rules that apply to all sites, both on and offshore. Wearing personal protective equipment is mandatory. Coveralls, a hard hat, safety glasses, gloves and safety boots.
Looking good.
For some jobs, you might need special PPE, such as hearing, breathing or fall protection. Not sure what you need? Ask your supervisor or safety officer. All PPE is available at the warehouse. Hand in your worn-out or damaged items before requesting new PPE. Throughout the workplace, keep an eye out for safety signs and barriers. A black and yellow barrier means pay attention, while red and white means do not cross. Keep hoses and cables tidy to avoid unsafe situations. When lifting items, make sure you maintain a good posture and never lift more than you are capable of. And before you leave your workplace, clean up and return your tools to where they belong. If incidents occur, such as injuries, spills, near misses, damages and equipment malfunctions, always report them immediately. We can learn from these incidents and prevent them in the future. Care for the environment is one of Allseas' core values.
Because we've only got one planet.
Allseas fully complies with all offshore and onshore regulations. Do not dump waste in toilets or sinks, but use the correct bin. Make sure nothing ends up in the water. And you turn off the light and equipment when you don't need it. To prevent spills, we store liquids in suitable locations and use drip trays. In the event of a spill, it is vital that we contain it and prevent it reaching the environment. Report any spills to your supervisor immediately. This way, we can learn from it and continue to improve. Hazardous substances such as adhesives, paints, cleaning agents or hot work fumes can be dangerous to people and the environment.
So, be careful when working with them.
Before you start any job involving a hazardous substance, you need to know what you're dealing with. Check the Control of Substances Hazardous to Health Assessment, also known as the COSH assessment. This document answers 4 important questions. What harm can the substance do to you? What tools do you need to use when working with the substance? What PPE should you wear? And, in case of an emergency, what should you do? The COSH assessment is available at the storage location, so check it thoroughly before you start the work. To stay safe at our yards, there are a few things you should know. All visitors and contractors must report to security before entering the yard. After watching this video, you'll get an access badge. You'll also receive extra information from the yard safety officer upon entering the yard. When on site, visitors are escorted by Allseas personnel at all times. What should you do if someone falls into water? When you see fire or smoke? Or if there's a medical emergency?
Simple. Call the emergency number. Share the location and nature of the incident, as well as the number of people involved.
The emergency number is displayed clearly on all the notice boards and on your first response card. The first response team will then initiate the response procedure. If there are any injuries, report them to your supervisor and the yard safety officer immediately. What should you do if you hear the alarm or receive a notification over the radio? Stop what you're doing and make sure your working area is safe. Next, go to the muster point closest to you. There are escape routes throughout the building. If you're having trouble finding your way, follow the directions of the first response team. The yard is a non-smoking area.
That goes for e-cigarettes too.
So, for a smoke break, always go to the designated areas. For more information about safety at our workplace, check the notice boards located throughout the yard. If you have any questions, the safety officer is always happy to help.
That's all. Thanks for watching, folks.
So prepare well and keep each other safe.